Hey everyone, just Lord Tremendous. Got another battle report here for you. It's a 2,500 point battle versus, or it's me, Lord Tremendous, versus Prince Flemface. It's going to be Warriors of Chaos versus Warriors of Chaos. My usual Lizardman opponent put together a list using Warriors of Chaos. He's the local store manager, so he's got a lot of armies, so it's cool. But yeah, we decided to face off a mirror match type of deal, and it was actually a really good game. You're going to enjoy this one, I have a feeling. My list is as follows. My general was the Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. Still Mark Zinch, still level 4 Wizard, Chaos Armor and Wings. Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, Demon Blade, and the Lore of Zinch. Because I like Lore of Zinch. So there. His heroes were as follows: Exalted Hero, Tardum the Herald of Zinch with the Mark of Zinch, BSB, Demonic Mount that was barded, a Halberd, Talisman of Preservation, Potion of Foolhardiness, which I always forget to use, Third Eye of Zinch, and Poisonous Slime. My Chaos Sorcerer was Ashigus the Muse. He's Mark Slaanesh as always, Steed of Slaanesh, the Slickness, he's a level 2 wizard, Enchanted Shield, Skull of Katam, Talisman of Endurance, Allura Slaanesh, and Allura Slaanesh. My core was, of course, the 24 by Warriors of Chaos with the Mark of Zinch, full command, hand weapon and shield with the Blasted Standard, because it saves lives. The Chariot was the Mark of Zinch. My other Chariot, Orcish Elegance, was the Mark of Slaanesh. My special choices were 3 Trolls with extra hand weapons, a Chimera with poison and regen, 5 Hellstriders, the Pleasure Riders, with a banner and musician, spears and shields, and of course, my rare choice. Yeah. My opponent's list was a rather compact one, actually. It's all from memory because he actually just made this list on the fly on his phone. He had the idea for the bulk of it, but for the most part, the rest of it seemed to be from the cuff. So he had a Demon Prince, Mark Nurgle, who was a level 4 wizard. He had Chaos Armor and Wings. He had the Dragon Helm, Scaled Skin, a Chaos Familiar, Soul Feeder, and possibly a little bit more. I don't remember. You'll see why later. But if it's really that big of a deal, I'm sure he'll post it in the comment section below when he gets a chance. His heroes, all he had was an Exalted Hero, Mark Nurgle, BSB on a Demonic Mount, not barded. He had the Talisman of Preservation, I think, either a Great Weapon or a Halberd. I think it was a Halberd, or the Sword of Might. I really don't remember. But he was bare. He was quite bare. His core choices were 28 Marauders with great weapons. That's it. They were naked. No musician, no standard, no unit champion, no mark. 28 naked guys with great weapons. I didn't get it either, but it didn't do terrible. It didn't do great, but it didn't do terrible. 20 Warriors, Mark Nurgle with full command. They were hand weapon shield, by the way. And then he had his special choices, which were an 18 by brick of Chosen that were Mark of Corn, Musician, Banner, Halberd, Banner of Eternal Rage, and later on down the road, like a turn or two into it, when we realized he forgot to roll for it, he rolled for it. He rolled a 6, a 2, and a 1. So he ended up with +1 initiative. It could have been Ballistic Skill. I tried to talk him into it, but he wouldn't go for it, so he took initiative. I know. And then the bulk of the army, the terrifying part of the army, 18 trolls. That's right, I'll say it again. 18 trolls. Now, I don't know if you remember, I used to take the Banner of Eternal Flame in all my armies just because I was worried about regen. I make this list, after being off for a couple of weeks, and I take the Banner of Eternal Flame out of the army because I didn't run into all that much regen. And then I run into this. If anybody ever needed proof that karma was an actual thing, this battle report should be all the proof you ever need. Because, oh dear God, 18 trolls. Yeah, sit back. This is going to be a good one. Here are my spells. 4 from Zinch, 4 from Slaanesh. I don't know if you notice or not, but the Third spell in, the number 5 spell on the Tzeentch top side there as Phantasmagoria. That's a mistake. It was the Tzeentch level 5 spell, which I think is like Tzeentch's Firestorm or something. But yeah, we realized that about halfway through the game that I had the wrong card there. I rolled that spell, just not Phantasmagoria, but Tzeentch's Firestorm. But yeah, I obviously didn't even realize it when I took the picture. Otherwise, it'd be a better picture. These are his spells. He had all 5 from Laura Nurgle. Well, he took all 5 from Laura Nurgle because it's the only caster that he had. And the Chaos Familiar gives him the 5th one. So there they are. Here's deployment. As you can see, we pretty much just square off against each other. No subtlety or anything like that. My Hellstriders come up along the side, and the Chimera is posted over towards the right flank there, simply because I wanted to hide him behind the house, let the Trolls come forward, and get the Chimera into the flank. That way he's only taking at max 3 puke attacks, and hopefully I can hold him off long enough to figure something out. I was baffled on what I was going to do with all these Trolls. I was really scared to get my Demon Prince in there. I knew he would just puke on him. I really didn't have a huge plan other than sending my Trolls with my BSB in there and hoping that I could kill the BSB with my BSB, win combat, and have the Demon Prince either gone or dead or further than 12 inches away, so that the Trolls would be steadfast, sure, but steadfast 4, and break him and kill him that way. But I didn't know if he would fall for that, and I still had Chosen, Warriors, and Marauders to deal with. So yeah, I was nervous. Over here, my opponent's right flank, it's actually a cool unit. The Marauders are represented by the Horde of Beastmen, or the Horde, by the group of Beastmen right there, and the Herdstone unit filler, which is actually pretty cool. 28 of them, and they're completely naked. So basically, they're WYSIWYG. Just, Marauders that are closer to Forsaken than anything else. I thought it was a cool idea. Next to them are a brick of 20 Nurgle Warriors, hand weapon shield, full command. And there's the Chosen you can see right over there. 18 of them with halberds, I believe. Mark Khorne and the Banner of Eternal Rage. His center is, there's his Demon Prince in the back. He was borrowing my Demon Prince model, so if he looks familiar, good eye. The Griffin thing right there, attached to that huge brick of 18 Trolls, is his BSB on a Demonic Mount, which is a proxy model, but it works just fine. So yeah, he attached his BSB to his Trolls as well. Smart move. My right flank, as you can see, was the Hellstriders moving up there with the Chimera just getting ready to spring his trap. And then my center, which is the Trolls and the BSB kind of hidden by the Demon Prince. Of course, there's a Demon Prince. The Tzeentch Chariot, regular Chariot, not a Gore Beast. Ignore the thing pulling it. My 24 by brick of Tzeentch Warriors. My Orcish Elegance Slaanesh Chariot. And my Mutalith getting ready. The plan here was to have the Mutalith deal with the Marauders, because I figured even at Strength 5, they're striking last, and my Mutalith will have a field day with them, especially if he gets a spell off. Top of turn 1, as you can see, I did not win to go the turn to go first. He did. So he actually came up pretty good. Not too bad. Usually I'm used to him holding back. So yeah. We go into his magic phase, and he gets 3 spells off. And I was worried about Plague Wind or something like that, or whatever, him trying to get that off, or Rancid Visitations or something like that, and hurt me, and I just couldn't afford that. So I let him get his 3 buff spells off, because I had no intention of charging him anytime soon. And each spell he got off, all 3 of the spells he got off, in front of like 6 witnesses, he rolled a 6 for the lore attribute 3 times in a row. Could not believe it. So here it is, top of turn 1. And he's got a Nurgle Demon Prince at toughness 8 with 7 wounds. 7! What the frick am I supposed to do with that? I got a horde brick of Trolls with no flaming attacks whatsoever in my army, a toughness 8, 7 wound Demon Prince, a brick 18 Chosen, and the Warriors and the Marauders are the least of my worries. So yeah. I wanted to be anywhere else right now. So we go to bottom of 1, and I don't come anywhere close to going after these guys. The Chimera moves behind the house, sticking with my original plan. The Hellstriders, you can kind of see them behind the house. They move up just I don't even know what I'm going to do at this point. I'm scared to death. I'm hoping that the Demon Prince chases after the Hellstriders, maybe just tries to kill them off. I was going to sacrifice them happily way over in a corner so I could try to break the trolls and stuff like that. As for the rest of my stuff, there was no reason to move. The Mulith could easily get a spell off on the Marauders, and I was scared to death to come closer. So I'd check it out. Oh, well, the Demon Prince did rearrange himself a little bit to get better angle at the trolls and everything. During my magic phase, though, throwing caution to the wind, I throw Bolt of Change into his Demon Prince. Honestly, I cast it because I figured he had the Charm Shield and I was just trying to get rid of it. But that wasn't the case. He did not take the Charm Shield. So my Bolt of Change goes off, and I needed to roll an 8, or I needed to, get at least strength 8 on the roll in order to get him, and that's what I rolled. I rolled a strength 8 hit. Very excited about that. So I needed a 4 to wound. It wounded. No armor saves are allowed. I got past his ward save, and I put 3 wounds on him. So he's down to 4. That's right. I put 3 wounds on a Demon Prince, and I get him back up to normal starting wounds. But I'll take it. And a little screw up on my part here. I'm not used to using Lord Tzeentch. Well, I am used to using it. I just was so occupied by everything else. I had a brain fart. I thought that Warp Flame, when he did end up passing his toughness check. When we thought, when the Warp Flame rule, when he passed his toughness check, for some reason in my brain it got crossed that it was a ward save, not the regen save. So now for the rest of the game, we're both playing with under the assumption that his Demon Prince now has a 4-up ward. My mistake. My opponent was the only one that benefited from it, so I don't see any problem with it. So yeah, but that's the assumption we were going in. Now the world knows. It was at this point during the game that we realized his Chosen never rolled for their Eye of the Gods thing to see what their special trait was. And he rolls a 6, a 2, and a 1, like I said earlier, and he ended up taking Initiative. It was Initiative, it was the re-roll for his unit champion, which he doesn't have, or it was Ballistic Skill. And as dangerous as their shooting phase is, he opted for Initiative. Yeah. So, really hard to justify that many points for +1 Initiative, huh? Here's Tappa 2 after movement. As you can see, he came forward some more. The Marauders didn't like that I tried to get my spell off on him, but he really did come forward a lot. Like, he really wasn't afraid of what I could do back to him, which I could understand, but you still don't want to get charged like that. But, you know what? I took it as the bonus. Maybe it was just overconfidence. Maybe he wasn't thinking. Maybe he was curious to see what was going to happen. Either way, he came forward a lot, and I was a little nervous. His magic phase, I think he gets 1 more spell off, but he doesn't boost his Demon Prince anymore, and he has no shooting, so we go to the bottom of 2. And I get a little overexcited. My Mutalith charged into the Marauders and made it no problem. Both chariots and my unit of warriors slam into the Chosen, and my Orcish Elegance chariot was able to nimbly get through the forest and not take any wounds, so I was thrilled. There's a little close-up of both chariots and the warriors getting into combat with the Chosen. And I decided to show him why Chosen were just an overpriced choice. He did get something off on him. I think maybe Fleshy Abundance or something. I don't recall, but it doesn't really matter. I did get the Mutalith in the combat with the Marauders, but with everything going on, I forgot to take the pictures. I apologize. Suffice it to say, the Marauder wins combat, but they're steadfast and they stay. The Marauder, or my Mutalith does take a few wounds for his troubles, though. It kind of was a little bit of an eye-opener with great weapons and everything, but I was still pretty confident in that fight. But yeah, my magic phase is uneventful. I don't remember if he got rid of the stuff or whatnot, but I don't remember it really doing anything. And I have no shooting, so we go to combat. And yeah, I lose 5 warriors to his, I think he loses 8 or 9 Chosen. And that's with regen and everything. So yeah, and +1 initiative. Haha. So yeah, I do a ton of wounds to the Chosen. I win combat by 3 or 4. I don't remember exactly how much. And yeah, the Chosen do not live up to their name. They break, and I run them down. And here's the problem with that. Great that I broke the Chosen. Great that I was able to do all that. I never should have pursued with the chariots. I know that. I realized that after I said everything was pursuing, I got overexcited, and I didn't want to lose the Chosen. I didn't want them to get away. So, unfortunately, I pursue with everything. My Zinch Chariot goes into the BSB that's linked up with the trolls. My warriors slam into the Demon Prince, which on its own isn't a huge big deal. There's no way the warriors were going to win that combat, and even if they did, it didn't matter. He's unbreakable. But I I could have been happy sacrificing the warriors as a speed bump there for the Demon Prince, so that the trolls get out of his leadership bubble. And then the other chariot goes through the forest, doesn't take any wounds from dangerous terrain, but the warriors have a beautiful flank charge into the chariot. They'll easily destroy the chariot, end up into the flank of my warriors. It was so stupid on my part, but I got overexcited, and that's what happens when you don't think. So I'm kicking myself. I was kicking myself at the time, and trust me, my opponent will kick me in a minute. Hang on, I've got pictures. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, here's the chariot into the BSB, and it's like I realized it right then. It was like, what was I thinking? Well, I know what I was thinking. I didn't want the Chosen to get away, but that's still no excuse. Here's the warriors into the Demon Prince where they ended up. And then, of course, here's top of 3 after movement. And I know you're shocked. The warriors charge the flank of the Slaanesh Chariot and get into him absolutely no problem. Everything else is either in combat or stuck or charged. So yeah. Yeah, stupid, stupid, stupid. There's a close-up of the warriors into the Orcish Elegance Chariot. Just so stupid on my part. Magic phase is a wash. I think maybe he gets another spell off, but it's inconsequential. There's no shooting, so we go into combat, and of course he does the Orcish Elegance versus his Warriors of Chaos combat first. Kills him no problem. I don't even think he runs him down. I think he just literally kills him and then overruns into my warrior brick, and there you go. They're into the flank of the warriors now, and it's pretty obvious what happens. Yeah, they have no problem with getting a hold of me, and here you go. They do a bunch of wounds. I think there's out of the 16 that started off or whatever, I ended up losing a few. It doesn't matter. It was enough to break me, and I had 16 dangerous terrain checks to make because I break away from them. I go through the trolls. Every single model hit a troll, so I had 16 dangerous terrain checks to make, and I fail 8 of them. Here's what's left of the unit. I fail 8 of them running through the trolls. And then I run through the impassable terrain of the house, and I have to take 8 more, and I lose 2 more running through the house. So I lose a grand total of 10 out of 16 warriors. 10 out of 16 warriors are dead because of what happens here. And yeah, they're now below 25%. They need snakes to rally, and I'll just cut to the chase. They never rally. They run off the table in a few turns. Couldn't believe it. It went from a recoverable loss, because they actually did get away, to completely unsalvageable, because I ran through trolls in a house. I've never failed that many dangerous terrains. It combined in all the games I played for the past 6 years. It's just devastating. But it is what it is. So yeah, at least 5 guys survived. That was something. So, yep, the Mutalith, he fights his battle, and he smashes a whole crap. I think he kills like 6 more Marauders. They lose combat again, and they're steadfast, but he rolls an 8, and they're only leadership 7, and the Demon Prince is far away. So is the BSB, so they flee, and the Mutalith catches them no problem. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, gotta love the beast. So he gets his points. Well, he knocks the crap out of the Marauders, and that's good enough. So we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and yeah. I'm sorry, real quick, in the combat against the BSB, I don't do any wounds to the BSB. He's able to make all of his saves. I break from combat and flee, and he pursues, but he doesn't catch me. And bottom of 3, my chariot rallies. So yeah, there's the Hellstriders move around the Demon Prince to try to get a better angle at him, and I just send everything into the trolls because it's time. The Chimera can get into the flank, the Demon Prince, then the trolls, and everybody can get in there. It's now or never. I might as well. So yeah, here's the combat I don't want. The Demon Prince, Chimera, trolls, BSB are all into the big old brick of trolls with his BSB, and it's ugly. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. Oh, and I'm sorry. Look at that. The chariot did do 1 wound to the BSB. I apologize. But yeah, it didn't change the outcome. So yeah, after all that is said and done, we go into magic, and Ashicus gets off Cacophonic Choir. He tries to dispel it and he can't. It goes off, and he gets 2 wounds through past his ward save and everything. So he's only got 2 left. The toughness 8 Demon Prince with 7 wounds in turn 1 has only got 2 left, and I'm way overexcited about it. So yeah, that's it for magic. So we go into combat, and sure enough, he's making. I did. Oh gosh, I must have done 12 wounds or something like that. 10, 12 wounds to the trolls. He makes like 8, 7 or 8 of his regen saves, no problem. Way over what he should have mathematically, and that's why I hate Math Hammer. But you get my drift. He makes a bunch of saves. I take a few wounds. My BSB took one. My Demon Prince actually issued and accepted a challenge from the BSB because I didn't want my Demon Prince to get puked on. I figured my 3-up ward save having BSB with the re-rolling of 1s could weather that a lot better than I could, or than my Demon Prince could. And so my Demon Prince goes into combat with his BSB, and he just flubs. I don't roll higher than a 1 or 2 for the amount of attacks I get, so I'm either rolling 4 or his normal 5 attacks, so the Demon Blade really isn't coming into effect. I don't hurt myself with it, so I end up winning combat, but he's stubborn 9 with the reroll, and he makes it no problem. So not going good over there. Top before my opponent's turn, not a whole lot of movement. The Warriors reformed to face the Chariot because they knew the charge was coming. And the Demon Prince tries to random movement into the Hellstriders, and he needed a 3 or more, and he rolled a 2, so he's an inch away from the Hellstriders. So that was huge. So the Hellstriders and Ashicus actually live for another turn there. That was great. Yeah, other than that, nothing really changes. Over here, during his magic phase, he buffs up his guys a little bit. He gets Miasma, Pestilence off. He got the trumped up one off, but he only rolled a 1, so it really didn't affect anything. And then, of course, he got Fleshy Abundance off on his roll. So now they have a 3-up regen, which sucks. But it is what it is. At least he didn't buff himself up to Toughness 9 with 8 wounds, so that's something at least. Yeah, so we go into combat because everything else is over. And I can't get past the 3-up regen. I think I get maybe 1 wound through and pop a base because 1 was carrying 2 wounds. But he just beats the crud out of me. I think he does. No, not really. He does 1 more wound to the BSB. So he does 4 wounds with puke onto the BSB. I have a 3-up ward save with Third Eye of Tzeentch. I pick up 4 dice. I roll them. All 4 roll 1s. All 4 roll 1s. I literally had to take a pause for about a minute to just let that digest with everybody what just happened. Luckily, I have the Third Eye of Tzeentch, and I was able to re-roll them all, and I made all but 1, so he took another wound, and then my trolls took a wound, and but yeah, I wasn't able to do anything else. So the only combat res I had was a BSB and a flank. That's it. He had 2 ranks and 2 wounds, so he won by 2. I was not steadfast. I needed a 7 or something like that for my trolls. My BSB, I rolled a 9, a 9, and a 5. So they fled 5 inches, and my BSB dies. So that sucked. But at least the trolls got away, and they are within range of the Demon Prince, so I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to rally them at least. They're only 114 points, but I could really use them back in the fight, But yeah, we stick it out for another turn. Here's bottom of 4 after movement. The trolls rally. The Mutalith and the Tzeentch Chariot slam into the Warriors. The Mutalith makes his dangerous terrain check. And the Hellstriders spin around and put some more distance between them and the Demon Prince to try to kill him, try to magic him away. I just plan on harassing the Demon Prince for as long as I can and hopefully kill him. So yeah, with all movement done, we go over to the magic phase, and Ashicus pulls it off. Cacophonic Choir. It goes off again. Again it goes off, and he gets him. He does like 4 wounds this time, and at least 2 get through, and the Demon Prince, the toughness 8, 7 wound Demon Prince dies to Cacophonic Choir. Oh, what a game changer that was, because now his magic phase is gone, and I've still got 2 casters on the table. And this is where I start to think I'm going to be able to pull it off, because, oh, what a huge, huge victory. Ashicus, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh, and he did roll in the Eye of the Gods for killing a monster and got +1 strength. So, yeah, now he's a buff caster. So, yeah, we go into combat over here, and I flub horribly. My Mutalith and the Chariot, I'm able to kill 1 warrior. 1. He makes some armor saves and stuff like that, but he really didn't have to make that many. I kill 1 warrior, flank, charge, and 1 wound. I think he did 1 to my Chariot. He loses, but he's steadfast and makes his break check no problem. So we go over here to the troll combat, and my Chimera picks up a couple of wounds. My Demon Prince is still okay. I think I do a few wounds. I think I pop another troll. I'm not 100% on that, but it's he just has. I did so many wounds, and he made so many of his regeneration saves. I lose this combat. Luckily, my Chimera and my Demon Prince doesn't go anywhere, but my Chimera makes his leadership check off of the Demon Prince's leadership. But it was nerve-wracking. It's like, I don't know what to do. So we go to top of 5, and as you can see, nothing really changes. Everything of his is in combat or dead. And so, yeah, we skip magic because he doesn't have one anymore, and he goes over to, what's it called? Into combat, and I flub again. Well, actually, I don't even get a chance to strike with the Mutalith because they cut him down. The 6 or 8 attacks that he does, no, 6 attacks, he's able to put 2 more wounds through on the Mutalith and kill him. And then, of course, my Chariot attacks, and it does 1 more wound gets through. It takes another wound for its trouble. But I lose combat. I lose combat by a decent amount, but I make my break check, and he stays, but it's like, just when I was starting to get some momentum back up, it gets taken away, just as I thought I was pulling it off. So then we go to the troll combat, and again, now he's only got a 4-up regen. I put another 6 or 7 wounds into the unit, and because now my Demon Prince has killed the BSB at this point, but still, I got the BSB. So in the last combat, I got the BSB dead. So I was like, cool, we lost that combat, but we stuck it out. But now the trolls puke on everything. They put a couple of wounds through on my Demon Prince, and they put another one on the Chimera, and I lose combat, and the Chimera breaks, and he runs 11 inches. So he's way out of range for the Demon Prince, and I'll let you know right now that the Chimera never rallies. He flies off the board. He goes to see where the Chaos Warriors ended up. So now here's my Demon Prince, all alone in a fight against 18 trolls, and he's got like 2 wounds left and no way to hurt anything. So he's epi-screwed. So it's bottom of 5. I've got nothing left to lose. I need the Hail Mary pass to pull the game out. So I charge Ashicus into the rear, and I charge the trolls into the trolls, back into the trolls, because I need every point of combat res that I've got, because he has no Demon Prince, he has no BSB anymore. I need to win combat by 1. Steadfast 4, it's very likely he's going to break. So that's what I do there. Magic is a wash. I don't think it does anything. Nothing notable anyway. So we go straight into combat. And I do the troll one first, because why the hell not? And I get my attacks all off. Ashicus takes 1 wound. The trolls don't take any, but my Demon Prince takes the remaining 2 wounds and dies. So the Demon Prince literally drowns in troll puke, like 6 rounds of troll puke or whatever it was, and he drowns in it and gets dissolved. So that sucks. At this point, I'm thinking that if these trolls don't break, I've lost the game. So we total up the combat res. I win by 1. Literally won the combat by 1. He takes his break check and fails. And the trolls and Ashicus run them down. I get the unit. Praise Ashicus. He pulled it off. Not only did he kill off, granted the Demon Prince had something to do with it, but Ashicus finished him off. He finished off the Demon Prince, and then with his charge in the rear and surviving the 2 pukes that he got, he stopped He helped me win the combat with the charge and the rear, and I think he might have even done a wound because he was strength 5 at this point. Just glorious. Everything about this is glorious. And the trolls get run down. The huge 600 plus point unit of trolls gets run down. Oh, glory, 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 glory. So, not to be outdone, the warriors lift up their swords and smash my chariot to pieces. And there you go. He's got a flat tire, so he's off on the side of the road. There will be no more chariot. But that's okay. I got his trolls. He got the chariot. Fair trade. So top of 6, his turn. After he got done killing the chariot, the warriors turned to face Ashicus, and they charged him. And to hell with all that, Ashicus fled. And I fled through the Hellstriders, and they didn't care. He rolled to charge the Hellstriders instead, and he failed his leadership roll. So he failed his charge and went forward like 3 inches, and yay! Wasn't enough to run into anybody. So top of 6 ends like that, with no fanfare, no big deal. Bottom of 6 happens. It's the end of my turn. I try to rally Ashicus, but with the Skull of Catan, I've rolled 3 1s, so he's down to leadership 5, and I rolled an 8, so he kept fleeing, but he didn't flee off the table, so points saved. So that's what the board looks like at the end of the game. I have a unit of Hellstriders, my trolls, and Ashicus who's fleeing for his life, and my opponent has his remaining warriors of Nurgle. What a bloodbath. What an epic, epic, grinding bloodbath. So here's a timeout for the banner guy. Banners, banners, banners. You want the banners. You need the banners. Get the banners. Look at those banners. You'll never see better banners. Send this guy an email. Get him to quote you for a banner. You will not regret it. You won't. You won't. I dare you to try to regret it. I dare you. But yeah, I eked out a win. Barely won. He got, I ended up getting 2,360 points for him, and he got 2,254 points for me. We had to total it up a couple of times just to make sure. 106 points divided us. I literally win by 6 points. So the barest of victories. It's the closest game I've ever played in 8th edition. I haven't had one this close since I started doing YouTube battle reports. But if all my games could go like this, I'd be a happy camper because this game was fun. Just an unknown nail biter from turn 1. Oh, man. So yeah, I know it's barely a victory, but I'm still counting it because my ego needs it. But yeah, let me just tell you from experience, facing a horde of trolls with no flaming attacks in the entire army sucks. So needless to say, that my list has been altered, and the blasted standard has been dropped, and the banner of eternal flame has been added. So there's something. But yeah, what an amazingly close game. Hard fought to the very end. The very, very end. Great game. The Nurgle Demon Prince getting toughness 8 with 7 wounds turn 1 was unreal. 3 spells and 3 6s. There ought to be a law. And let's hear it for Ashicus, my little level 2 hero cast, the Slaanesh caster. Of all the things, just takes 4 wounds off the Demon Prince, and his rear charge into the trolls broke them. He weathers the puke, he's able to ward save 1, and runs down the trolls, helps run down the trolls. I don't know if it was him or the trolls, or my trolls that ended up getting him, but bottom line is, wins me the game by 6 points. But it's just an unbelievably good game. I'm still getting an adrenaline rush from just the memory of it. And it's the closest game I've had in a while. I cannot wait for the rematch against a phenomenal opponent. Really, really phenomenal opponent.